Now, Zoe, I'm going to cook a lovely dish for you, a Vietnamese dish. Well, this is a version of a Vietnamese dish that my mate Peter cooks for me. He spent a couple of years there, and it's an omelette that they make with shrimp. Now, I'm going to make it a little bit differently. I've got some prawns because I want you to enjoy it.
That looks delicious.
Fat, juicy prawns. Now, I've got my pan on nice and high, and I'll put a little bit of olive oil in here, and I'll also put a couple of drops of sesame oil just to give it a bit of flavour. In it goes like that. And what I'm going to do is just sear off these prawns. Just put them in the pan here. That's what I want to hear. I want them to sizzle. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cook them on one side and then turn them over.
I'm standing back.
They are spitting everywhere. It's nice and hot. The trick is if you don't want to get a lot of your seafood to spit up and throw oil up in the air, a good idea is to actually dry it out.
Yeah, just dry it. Yeah. Get that excess water out of there.
Well, we like living on the edge here, Zoe. We can handle it. And you've always got me to stand next to you. There we go. That's enough prawns. Now, Zoe, in that bowl there, what I want you to do is get 5 eggs, crack them open, straight into the bowl. Now, into the bowl, I'm going to put just a little bit of fish sauce, which is quite strong, but it's got a really nice sort of flavour, and the Vietnamese love using fish sauce. So just crack the 5 eggs in there and start whisking them up. Now, these prawns, they didn't take long at all. Just a little bit of salt on there to give it some flavour, and a good little twist of pepper all the way around there like that. And all I do is just turn the prawns straight over like that. They're cooked on one side, and I just want to cook them on the other side. Oh, the pepper's actually coming up into my breathing space. I'm inhaling this pepper, which is almost going to make me sneeze.
You know, it's interesting because my mum recently went to Vietnam.
Oh, your mum's lovely. I've met her before.
She is lovely. We love you, Mum. But what was quite interesting is she said that the Vietnamese foods we get in Australia, it's so much cleaner than the Vietnamese food that you get in Vietnam.
It's beautiful flavour. It's just different over there. Yeah. It's like they say that the best Indian food is in London, but who knows? Now, you've got that ready to go. I'll put some soy sauce in there as well, just to give it a little bit of colour. Right. Just mix that around for a little bit of a splush around there.
I love how you say just a little bit of soy sauce. It's like...
It's a splush or a taste or whatever you want to do. Now, I will put a touch of salt in there, and as we keep saying, soy sauce is a seasoning, so we don't want to put too much in there. And what I do, Zoe, the prawns are cooked on one side, and I just pour the egg all the way around.
This is a really great way to do omelette.
Usually they would use a wok, and the omelette goes up the side of it and becomes nice and crisp. But this way here, it's just sort of a bit more filling, and I'll just let it sit there like that. And this is a great non-stick pan, so it won't stick at all. You can see it starting to bubble. And as it bubbles up, I put a few things on it, like some spring onions and some deep-fried shallots around there as well, and some of this chilli. I'm going to use... Normally they would use the red bullet chilies, which are really, really hot.
Really hot. Little bird's eyes.
I've got these long red chilies, which are not so hot, so, you know, we can enjoy it and have a little bit of heat there without knocking our heads off. Here we go. And around that goes like that. Now, all I'm going to do is just wait till that sort of sets, and then, once it sets, I'm going to fold it over. It'll take about a minute, minute and a half. We'll keep an eye on it, and we'll have a beautiful prawn omelette. There you go, Zoe. Look at that.
That looks amazing. I've got to say, it looks really healthy as well.
It does look healthy, doesn't it? Now, to give it some crunch and some freshness, you know, I've got some iceberg lettuce that I'm going to slice really sort of fine. Now, you probably think this is a bit funky, but it actually works really well. Now, that coriander there, can you grab a nice amount of that coriander?
Sure.
And just chop it up for me. I've got some spring onion here, a bit more spring onion. Chop it nice and fresh like that. And what I do with this, Zoe, I reckon I'll get, you know, a good portion of it in there. I put it in halfway. Look at that. And what I'm going to do is flop it over there like that. Right. I mean, you can throw the coriander in whole if you want. There we go. But I'm just going to pop it in there, and this will make it sort of nice and crunchy.
Even healthier.
Something different. I thought you'd like this.
I'm very impressed with this
This is a dish that I'm making for you, and this is the tip. You sort of fold it over like that, and you sort of get it on an angle. Now, I'll probably lose it a little bit because I've got big prawns, and sort of flop it over. Look at that.
Yum.
Look at that. Now, you're probably thinking that side's broken, but here's the trick. When you're doing an omelette, you grab the plate like this, pop it on there like that, and flip it over. Look at that. Come on, that does that. Round of applause. Now, all we need to do is serve it with a little bit of soy sauce with some chilli in it like that.
Soy sauce.
A little bit of chilli sauce over the top there like that. Nice and gooey. Look at that. Is that a crack of a dish?
I've got to say, Adrian, it looks healthy, delicious, huge portions. So I'm assuming this is for maybe 4 people.
Well, this is plenty of energy to get us through the rest of the day. If this would be something that you would share with a few people, you'd have a few of these dishes and sort of hook into it. What do you think of that? I can tell when you do that, Zoe. I can tell you love it. Just the look you give me.
I absolutely love the crunch from the iceberg lettuce, the really lovely coriander in it. I love egg and I love prawns. So this has won me. I even really like that chilli with the soy in it.
It's got some spice to it. It's got a whole lot of things. And this, as part of a couple of dishes or even on its own with a bowl of rice, I think is a great dish. Nice and simple. I think this is a great omelette.